Japan is popular for many things: beautiful nature, fast trains, ancient traditions, and my favorite of all, delicious food. In the next 72 hours, I'll be tasting some traditional as well as some popular foods in Tokyo. Okay, and just a few Japanese drinks. To answer the ultimate question, does the Japanese food live up to its reputation? And this is the moment where I realized that I have arrived during Tokyo's rush hour. I have finally checked in, so I'm about to head out to have dinner, and I will have something that I've been thinking about for the entire journey. But look at that fish to rice ratio. Now, okay, please don't look at this part, my chopstick skills are a bit rusty here. So my first bite was a deconstructed sushi, but I am already improving with my second bite. I mean, just look at the way I picked up this second sushi and the way I'm picking up this ginger. I mean, I'm already better than most Japanese people here. Technically, I'm local at this point. Now about the sushi. Well, this was the best sushi I've had in my entire life. And that fish indeed tasted like it just came from the ocean. They also gave me a miso soup, which I loved, and by the way, it was for free. And to finish the long day, I got a glass of umeshu, or Japanese plum wine, which is one of my favorite drinks here in Japan. Well, the first meal in Japan was great. Now the question is, will everything else I eat here be just as good? Is Tokyo really a food heaven? Well, there is only one way to find out. Now this next thing is something I'm quite excited to try, and that is pancakes. But not just any pancakes, apparently these are the fluffiest pancakes, at least according to social media. But now, how do they taste? These pancakes taste like scrambled eggs. The sauce helps a little bit, but they were just way too eggy for me. However, the texture was indeed very fluffy. For lunch, I headed towards the neighborhood of Ginza to try Michelin-rated ramen. Getting a spot here was honestly harder than buying tickets for the Eras tour. Now, was the struggle worth it? Yes, 100%. If ramen was doing a tour, this would have been the Eras tour of ramen. Now, I'm a bit worried. Did I just eat the best dish from this trip? Okay, finally it's a dessert time. And I went for the sweet potato Japanese style Mont Blanc over Hokkaido milk ice cream. Okay, that's a long name. But let me tell you, this ice cream is something else. Like, the texture is so silky and it has this strong milky flavor, but it's not overly sweet. Now for the Mont Blanc, it wasn't really my favorite as I couldn't really taste the sweet potato, but in combination with the ice cream, it was a pretty good dessert. This is okonomiyaki, or Japanese pancake, and this is a baby doll, which looks kinda creepy. Anyway, not here to look at baby dolls, that would definitely be creepy. This was the Hiroshima-style okonomiyaki made with layered noodles, cabbage, fried egg, and pork belly. And while I was so excited to try it and it definitely tasted interesting, it wasn't really my favorite. However, this plum wine definitely was, maybe a bit too much. I'm really not a morning person. But when in Tokyo, you have to be. This is a bakery in Japan. I know, right? I'm surprised how many bakeries there are here and how all the baked goods look better than anywhere else. And I come from Europe. So I ended up buying a few too many things to try. So this first thing is some type of sourdough bread with German sausage and mustard. Amazing. I love this one. This next thing is something like an empanada but filled with melty blue cheese and cream cheese. This is heaven. So nice. Then I have this chocolate coffee roll, which is very similar to cinnamon roll, but instead of cinnamon, there is chocolate and coffee. It's tasting a little bit more heavy, but if you like coffee taste, then you would love it. And the last thing is this popular Japanese melon bread topped with chocolate chips. It has a bit more like a cookie crumbly texture on the top, which I don't like too much, but it's actually nice. It's just not my favorite. Now this next thing is insane. This is shaved ice or kakigori. I ordered a white peach flavor topped with yogurt, and let me tell you, this was the best dessert I've had in Japan so far. It's kinda like a sorbet, but with a lighter texture and a lot more refreshing flavor. If I live here, I'll be eating this every single day. For lunch, I went to eat a fast food meal. Now you may wonder, why is she eating fast food in Japan? Well, this is not just any fast food. This is teriyaki chicken burger from the Japanese fast food chain Moss Burger. And I didn't come here just to eat a burger. I came here with a mission. Check if the Japanese fast food chain is healthier than the American ones. Well, looking at the amount of greens on this burger, I think I got my answer. Now my dinner is either going to be amazing or I will stay hungry tonight, because I decided to try something more unique and traditional. This is monjayaki, a Japanese pancake similar to okonomiyaki but more popular in the Tokyo region. I got the one with pork, Chinese chives and egg. And this is my confused face when I realized that I need to cook this bowl of food all by myself. Okay, I think they saw my lost tourist face and they decided to help me out. Okay, so first they fry, I guess this is ginger, then it's the pork and a few other ingredients which I don't know what they are, then it's the Chinese chives, and finally the star ingredient, the cabbage. Then we have some insane mixing skills, which look exactly like mine. And at the end, they just added the eggs. I mean, so easy. I would have totally done this by myself. Well, it smells heavenly. Now, how does it taste? Wow, okay, this is surprisingly good. It has a nice, kinda gooey texture and it is so flavorful. I personally like this a lot more than the okonomiyaki. Only I think I was a bit too slow, so my monjayaki started to burn. However, it was still one of the most delicious meals that I've had in Tokyo. For breakfast, I decided to go for something a bit more unusual. This is a bowl of hot soba noodles with veggie tempura, which is something I would normally not have for breakfast, but I can confirm that it was a pretty good breakfast. However, these soba noodles were not my favorite as they were a bit more on the soft side. There is a saying, which I invented, that says you can't leave Japan without eating sushi, ramen, and, can you guess? Okay, I think I just ate a proper gyoza for the first time in my life. Because this gyoza is something else. It's a life-changing experience. And this yuzu pepper sauce just takes it on a whole new level, if that's even possible. For dinner, I went on izakaya to eat some yakitori. And I got some chicken thighs, chicken meatballs with cheese, and some fries, which in Japan they serve them with melted butter instead of ketchup or mayonnaise. Oh, and I also got this huge glass of lemon sour, which I finished before my food. Now the final verdict is, the food in Tokyo is definitely worth all the hype. Except maybe the pancakes. They were a bit disappointing. Well, there are a lot more foods to try in Tokyo, and 72 hours is definitely not enough time to try everything, which means only one thing.